I was staring at my diploma on the wall this morning, and I had this thought.
Oh, yeah.
That piece of paper, it isn't really a receipt for all the history facts I crammed into my brain.
All
It's
right.
more like a really expensive ticket into a club. It's some kind of verification.
You've hit on the absolute core of what economists call signaling.
Signaling.
Yeah, it's the solution to this huge problem in any market, which is that, well, talk is cheap. Anyone can say they're smart.
Or hardworking.
Or hardworking, exactly.
Hmm.
But how do you prove it when the stakes are high?
And that's the whole asymmetric information problem, right?
Yeah.
Like in a job interview, I know I'm a good worker, but the employer, they just see a stranger. They can't read my mind.
They can't. So you need a way to bridge that information gap that's more powerful than just, promising you'll do a great job.
So where does the diploma fit in?
Well, this is Michael Spence's Nobel Prize-winning work.
Mm-hmm.
He argued that education is a powerful signal. And interestingly, not because of the curriculum itself, but because it shows you have the capacity to endure a really difficult multi-year task.
So it's basically an endurance test.
That's a perfect way to put it.
It proves I can stick with something that might be boring or difficult for 4 years without quitting, and that tenacity is actually more valuable to, say, a bank than whether I remember a specific historical date.
Right. And the mechanism that makes it all work is what's called the costly signal.
Costly.
Think of it like a marathon. If you're fit, running 26 miles is hard, but it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, it's basically
Like
impossible.
Tetris, yeah.
Exactly. That pain gap is what makes the medal valuable. It proves you're in the fit category because the unfit person couldn't afford to pay that physical cost.
And that explains the sheepskin effect.
Oh, absolutely.
This idea that you get a huge jump in your wages just for finishing, for getting that piece of paper. If you drop out a month before you graduate, you have all the knowledge.
But you didn't send the complete signal. You didn't cross the finish line. And the market penalizes that. It's all about separating the real deal from, the noise.
Right, cutting through the noise. And speaking of cutting through the noise to find real value, that's a good time to mention our sponsor, Embersilk.
It is. If you're trying to figure out where AI can actually help your business, Embersilk is a great partner.
Yeah, they specialize in pinpointing exactly where AI agents will have the biggest impact for your business or your life, whether that's automation, software development, you name it.
It's all about making a real impact, not just, throwing technology at a problem. Check them out at embersilk.com.
Okay, so we've talked about people signaling, but this applies to products too, right? The whole lemon problem with used cars.
For sure. If I'm selling you a car, I know it's a good one, but you're worried I'm trying to get rid of a lemon. How do I prove it's good?
A warranty.
A warranty. It's not just a nice little perk. It's a pure mathematical signal. A company that makes a high-quality product can afford to offer a 10-year warranty.
Because they know it's not going to break.
They know it's not going to break.
Yeah.
But a company selling junk, they can't mimic that signal. They go bankrupt, paying for all the repairs.
So the signal works because it's too expensive for the low-quality company to fake.
That's the key. You see this in finance, too, with IPOs.
Okay, how so?
Well, when a company goes public, the founders will often keep a huge chunk of the shares. It seems weird, like they're leaving money on the table.
Right, you'd think they'd want to cash out.
But by holding on to those shares, they're signaling to everyone, we believe this company's value is going to go up. They're tying their own future to the ship. It's skin in the game.
That makes sense. But what about the human side of this? Signaling can sound a bit cynical, a little calculated, but then you see things like charity. Why do people plaster their names on a hospital wing? Is that just ego?
Economists might call that impure altruism, but here's the optimistic take on it. That act is part of the lubricant that lets a society function. By signaling that you have resources and you're willing to share them, you're building a reputation for cooperation. You're building social credit.
So it's a trust mechanism. It lets strangers in a community figure out who is, for lack of a better word, high quality in a social sense, who's cooperative.
It solves the lemon problem for human interaction. It's how we build trust. At the end of the day, signaling allows high-quality people, products, and even good deeds to be recognized and, well, rewarded.
So here's a thought to take with you today. Just look around your own life. What costly signals are you sending right now without even realizing it?
From the way you format an email to the clothes you wear.
What are you telling the world about your type? And I suppose, are those the signals you actually want to be broadcasting?
Great question.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, please make sure you subscribe to Intellectually Curious.
And hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really, really does help get the word out.
Thanks for tuning in.